Hello guys. I've been trying to get this going and I was losing connection, and hopefully you guys will get back on because this internet kept freezing or whatever. So I'm going to continue hopefully as long as I can, well, at least within the next 15-20 minutes. So sorry for the interruption. I don't know what happened. My computer froze, whatever. So the last thing that I was talking about was crystal pyramid. And so I wanted to do a quick search on crystal pyramid because this is the first one that I've actually received. So whoever just started watching, if you were on the other video, just let me know who you are if you were in the chat box or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to this one site about crystal healing pyramid power. And I'm actually going to just put this in the description box and also in this chat box, so whoever's watching this, you can follow along with me from this particular website. So I just dropped down at the bottom. Top 7 crystal pyramid usages. So again, this is my crystal pyramid that I got from the powwow this past weekend from a vendor that danced there. They were the Aztec dancers. And again, what you're supposed to do is put your finger on the top, your thumb on the top of this pyramid and pray or set your intentions or whatever you need to do. And that's the purpose of this pyramid. But there was a language barrier, so I couldn't really talk a lot to try to get more information about this. I'm not sure which crystal this is. It does kind of has the stone that this is made out of. It almost reminds me of what is that crystal for abundance? It has a yellow undertone. What is it called? What is it called? Is it calcite? Is it calcite? Let me see. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think it is calcite, because I think carnelian has more of an orange color. Yeah. But this reminds me of wait a minute. Am I saying it? Let me see. Yeah, I might be thinking about citrine. Let's see. I might be thinking about citrine. But anyway, that's what it reminds me of. So we have Before I Die, Lazarus, born again, and I see eyes. Okay, well, pleased to meet you. Thanks for watching. I don't know if you ever watched my videos before, but this is the first time I've seen you comment, or sent a chat message. So thanks for chiming in. Let's see. So anyway, back to that website that I just linked, or I just dropped the link in the chat box for you. It says, here are the top 7 ways you can make use of your crystal pyramid. Below the list, we expand on each method. Number 1, a crystal pyramid energy healing for the aura and 7 chakras. Okay. Number 2, crystal pyramid meditations for clairvoyance and high spiritual vibration. Number 3, program crystal pyramid with Reiki intentions for love, healing, money, etc. Number 4, focus upon a crystal pyramid while you do yoga. Number 5, place the crystal pyramid in your bedroom to preserve youth and beauty. Number 6, make pyramid elixirs to drink for good health and physical preservation. Number 7, place the pyramid in your fridge to energize and preserve food. Really? Who would have thought to put crystals in the refrigerator? Wow. Okay. So those are some 7 things you can do with crystal pyramids. And I had my eye on pyramids before, but for whatever reason, I wanted something kind of like polished, like tumbled. I really didn't pay too much attention to the pyramid crystals. I do have sphere. It's a clear quartz. So I do have that. But most of my stones are tumbled, except for my tourmaline. My black tourmaline, I got that raw. I got that one raw, and that was actually my first crystal that I bought. Primarily, protection or whatever like that. So anyway, enough of that. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is your first time before I die. Okay. Well, you're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, what I'm going to do in this video before anything else happens is I'm going to talk a little bit about initiations. Now, I'm familiar with other groups of people being initiated in different things. Some people get initiated in gangs, and other people get initiated in spiritual walks, or initiated to enter into or become a member of a Greek organization, right? However, I looked all over the place to see if there were any articles or someone explaining initiations in a dream. And the reason why I'm saying that, because the dream I had 2 nights ago kind of leaned, in my opinion, as far as my intuitiveness and my discernment, that may possibly have been an initiation in my dream. Now, I'm not going to give you guys all the details because I believe that's just meant for me. But let's just put it this way. I was watching a Netflix special on a guru, yoga, whatever. I did yoga earlier that evening anyway, after work. So I did yoga like I typically do. I might have did some, I might have did a couple of things differently, but I was like doing yoga. I was being present, right? And then later on that evening, I came across the documentary, so I decided to watch it. And I only watched 1 episode. There's 6 episodes. It's like a limited series, a docu-series. And so in my dream, this so-called guru was in my dream. And this guru, I didn't see his face in my dream. I just knew that he was in my dream. And part of the dream was, it was a lot going on in this dream, by the way. But I'm just going to highlight 3 things. Dying to self. Unveiling vision. So my eye was involved in this dream. So there was dying to self. Now, I didn't actually die in my dream. Okay, I didn't die, but it was like my body was separated from the spirit, and the spirit did. It was kind of like, let's say you're in your grandmother's kitchen, right? She knows that kitchen backwards, forwards, up, down, sideways. That is her element. She doesn't have to measure anything. She just knows. Now, when you come of age and she feels like it's time for her to pass on her recipe or whatever, and you just happen to be the one she picked, then she's gonna have you come up in there, and she's gonna like tell you, okay, yeah, you need to do this. All right, do that. Okay, make sure you keep mixing it. Turn the temperature down. Add a little bit more seasoning. It was kind of like that in the dream, but this guru wasn't teaching me how to prepare a meal. It was almost like this guru was leading me, not in a pushy kind of way, not forcing me or nothing like that. But it was almost like this individual was letting me know you need to experience in order to spiritually grow. You have to experience. It's up to you if you want to experience, but you have to experience before you can elevate to the next level. And so, like I said, one part of this dream was he didn't speak. It was almost telepathically. I wasn't fearful or anything like that. I questioned myself a couple of times, like, how am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? And he looked at me like, it's up to you he had that kind of vibe about him, like, well, I'm showing you how to do this. It's up to you if you want to do this. But in order to elevate, you need to experience this. That's pretty much what he was gesturing telepathically as well. And so anyway, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna. In the dream, I didn't feel fear. I didn't experience fear. In real life, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, and I don't know if I want to do that by myself, alone at night. But in my dream, I didn't feel alone. I felt like my protectors, my guards were there. I didn't see them, but I felt like I was heavily guarded, and it was okay to experience this. So there's one thing, and again, I'm not going to go into specifics because I truly believe in my being that this was meant for me to not necessarily share with everybody, but I'm just going to highlight a couple of things. So the first thing was my body and my spirit were separated. My body had to stay, and my spirit had to experience what I had to experience. And initially, I'm like, how am I supposed to do this without being scared? I literally felt drunk. I felt drunk. And in the dream, literally, it felt like I might have slept 2 minutes. But in the dream, that was supposed to have been all night, like an all night thing. But then, like I said, in the dream, that was the first step. In order for me to experience, my spirit had to separate from my body to experience that. I felt it. I've had dreams where I felt like I was falling, right before you hit the ground, you wake up. It wasn't one of those dreams, y'all. It was not one of those dreams. Not at all. Absolutely not at all. I mean, I could feel it. That's the thing. I could feel it. And in most dreams I have, I don't feel like somebody's stabbing me or I'm getting punched in the face. Those very dramatic dreams. I never felt like things actually happened. In this dream, I felt it. The next step, and there's a lot of stuff in the middle, but I'm not going into that. The next thing was it has something to do with my eye. Actually, it was this eye. I literally, the next morning when I woke up, I went in the bathroom and looked at my eye. That's how vivid that dream was. Literally, what was being done to my eye was like unveiling, like preparing me to experience what I wouldn't experience in, this vessel right here. It was like, in my opinion, the way I'm interpreting it is that the veil was chiseled away from me. And literally in my dream, I felt it, but it wasn't painful. But I felt it and I could hear it chiseling. Because initially when it started to happen in my dream, I was like, but then I realized it doesn't hurt. It's not painful. It's okay. Then I'm fasting forward, right? Fast forward. The last thing I wanted to highlight was my sister, and my oldest sister, I felt like she was around, but she wasn't in the first part of my dream. It was like, it wasn't her place to be there, I guess. But I felt like somebody I knew or family, whatever, was around. But she just happened to pop up towards the end of the dream. And we were at some festival. And I want to say it probably was like a Renaissance festival or something like that. And there was one last thing that I had to do in order to spiritually grow. And I don't know who this guy was, because this wasn't that guru. This was just like, I guess, some guy at the festival who he needed to let me know the next and I guess last step that I needed to do. And then my sister was like, I don't know about that, because she thought it would be painful. She was like, I ain't doing it. I was like, well, I don't feel like it's that bad. I was like, I want to experience. I don't feel like I don't feel the alarm in my core that I shouldn't do this. I said, I want to experience it. So let's just put it this way. I felt the warmth or the heat of what was done, but my skin didn't burn. I literally in my dream felt the heat. But my skin, when it was all said and done, my skin was flawless. Think about if you guys are Game of Thrones fans, and the Mother of Dragons, that scene at the very beginning of the show. I don't know, I think it was the first season maybe. And how she walked out of the flames untouched. It wasn't that dramatic in my dream, obviously, but it was almost like, if you're familiar with X-Men and those type of movies, people have these special superpowers and stuff. Like in my freaking dream, it felt like I was being initiated, not to be a superhero, not to be part of the X-Men, no, but I was being initiated so I can see and to know. It's one thing to read about something, because I'm a researcher. That's just me all day, every day. I love to research. I love to learn. So it's more than just reading something, an article online or in a newspaper or a magazine or a book. It's more than that. Like, you can read all day. You can hear other people's stories all day. But until you actually experience it, you don't know it. You believe it, but you don't know it. And in order to know something, you have to experience it. And at the end of the day, after all of that in the dream, the next morning, I just going through my mind, going through all the details. It was a lot of details that I'm not sharing with you guys here. I'm just highlighting three of them. Three, main sections, because it was very compartmentalized type dream, But I'm wondering, Was that a spiritual initiation? Because I've told you guys, if you've been following me on YouTube the past, couple of years or so, as far as my spiritual walk, I've told you guys that I prefer to get messages in my dreams. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I? And this was loud and clear in my dream. Loud and clear. And this was Tuesday night of this week, Tuesday. I did yoga like I usually do. But you know what? Before I did yoga, I was feeling a certain kind of way that day. I was very annoyed. And when I got back from work or whatever, had a conversation with my love, and you know how when you're annoyed, you don't want to take it out on someone you care about. So usually if you know how to handle that, you kind of keep you try to kind of keep your mouth shut, but deep down, you're still aggravated. Well, after about 10, 15 minutes of being at the house, and I just took a deep breath after, he shared his day, and he was like, "You didn't have a good day, did you?" Or he was like, You had a horrible day. I said, "No, not really." I said, "But I have to learn," or I said, "We have to learn when something's getting on our nerves, we can't be thinking about choking people all the time." We can't be thinking about choking people all the time. We have to go within, take a deep breath, and know everything is going to be all right. And then whatever aggravation or whatever is almost like it melted when I said that. Like I confirmed it for my own self. You can smile and grit your teeth and act nice all you want, but deep down, you got to handle that. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're thinking and feeling is going to continue to attract more of that. I keep telling y'all about law of attraction. Well, regardless of what it is, regardless of what you believe in or whatever like that, if you believe it, you feel it, it's in you, then you're going to attract more of that in your life. And I was like, I have to focus inward and just know that everything's going to be okay. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. There's a reason why this has happened or that has happened, or it must be a reason why I'm feeling this way. I am borderline empath. For those who are not familiar with that, there are people who they can feel other people's emotions. It has nothing to do with them, but they can feel other people's emotions. And between the people at work, the commuters on the road, and then coming to the house and catching up with my love and his frustrations or whatever, it's like I had to just take a deep breath. So anyway, that was kind of like a revelation for myself when I was in the midst of all of that. Not when everything's fine and I tell myself that, but when I'm in the midst of it, I was like, it does no one or anyone any good to imagine choking somebody or choking that person. It doesn't mean no good because I'm thinking about it and I'm creating more of that in my life, and it doesn't benefit the next person. And some people, when they're upset, they take it out on other people, including the ones they love. And I typically am not like that. I typically can suppress it, but it's still there. And instead of me continuing to do that, and when I did that, and I came up here, because I do yoga in this space with a computer. I did my yoga. I was present. I watched that documentary, that I was telling you guys about that guru or whatever. Now, granted, I didn't believe everything that was on that documentary. You know, some of the things I agree with, but the other things I didn't. And I'm like, well, that's not for me. But at least I'm learning about other people's paths and beliefs and things of that nature. And I learned a few things. They did touch on Kundalini and all that stuff. So I'm learning more about Kundalini and stuff like that. But between all of that, watching, I think I watched a show that had nothing to do with spirituality and nothing. It was an action movie. So for whatever reason, instead of me dreaming about the news or what happened or the action movie, the scenes in the action movie, I'm dreaming about this guru of this documentary I just saw. Dreaming, he's in my dream. He's coaching me, but not really coaching me. He's not forcing me. I'm not threatened in this dream. But I needed to experience certain things. And again, when people go through initiations, I mean, as far as what I've heard on a public platform, because a lot of initiations is private, and you're not going to learn a whole lot about what happened or whatever like that. You just get surfacey stuff. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm not talking too much in detail about everything in this dream. But I want to know if that was actually an initiation of some sort, but in my dream. And again, remember, I did not feel threatened. I did not feel misled. It was a part of an initiation. You know how I was learning about some shamans or whatever, how in certain cultures, they may be locked in a cave for a whole week with no food. Only thing they got is water. And that's part of their initiation. It's just them by themselves and whatever else they had to face in that dark cave. Now that's some serious stuff. Then you have in some indigenous American cultures where once a kid reach adolescence, right, they are left alone in some, isolated area in the forest, 2, 3, 4 nights. And I mean, there's a possibility you could die, but the ones that do survive, they've been elevated to another level within their tribal community, as well as their spirituality. The first part of that dream, like I said, having to separate from this physical vessel, this body, and my spirit experiencing what it needed to experience. Dying to self. That's my interpretation of what happened throughout that particular scene of the dream. It was literally an eye opener. No pun intended, right? Dying to self, vision, my eye, right? My eye. I'm thinking pineal gland. I'm thinking third eye. I believe that was associated with the pineal gland. Chiseling. Like I said, I could feel it. I could hear it, but it wasn't painful. And then the last part, I could feel the heat. And it wasn't like all over me, but enough where I could feel the heat. But my skin was untouched. That's going to be one of those dreams that's going to stick with me for quite a while. And I don't remember colors per se. I think I remember the dirt was that earth color, not earth, like that red, deep red color. That was part of the dream. I do remember that color. I do remember the color of the heat that I experienced. And again, my sister was like, I don't know about that. I ain't doing that. She wasn't ready for that in my dream. She just wasn't ready. But I felt like, no, I want to experience this. I want to experience it. And yeah, that's how that was. Now, the question is, okay, was that a dream initiation? Was that astral traveling? Was that, what was it? That's the question. What was that? What did I experience? I think I know, but for those out there that are more in tune with dream interpretation, if you ever come across this video, and obviously you have because you're watching it, right? Either now or later, maybe you'll be more equipped to share more information about that. Colors, shapes, different animals. There were no animals in this dream. Yeah, there were no animals in this dream. Yeah, so that's how that was. Peace, Taino. How are you? I'm going to have my videos a little later in the evenings because you guys are chiming in like after 7 o'clock. I actually started a video around 6:30ish, I think, and then the connection fell, and so I had to create this live stream video. So, feel free to look at the first part when you get a chance. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing well as well. But it is getting late, and I'm about to end this video. Unfortunately, Ty, you're coming in at the last end of the video. But yeah, that dream it wasn't scary, but it definitely caught my attention. It definitely caught my attention. And I may have another one of those dreams tonight. I'm sitting up here holding this pyramid and putting my thumb on the pyramid and everything. Taino, you may or may not know anything about pyramid crystals, but I just got this pyramid crystal at a powwow from an Aztec dancer this past weekend. And it's made out of crystal. And I'm assuming this crystal is citrine, I think. I'm not sure what the stone is. He quickly told me what to do. You put your thumb on the top of the pyramid and you set your intentions and pray or whatever. But anyway, I just got this pyramid. And again, I don't know if you're familiar with crystal pyramids or whatever, but I did get that. And apparently 2 days later, I got one of them dreams that I just explained in this video. So yeah, this crystal pyramid was not in my bedroom. It was actually in the bathroom because I wasn't sure how it all worked. So I just left it in the bathroom next to my wind chime and my sage and everything like that. So it wasn't like I programmed it or anything like that. I didn't program it. I did cleanse it by smudging it, but that's all I did. But I got this powerful dream 2 days later after purchasing this. So I don't know. Yeah, there was another pyramid Oh, it is citrine. You could tell. It has like a yellow undertone kind of thing. It's not clear quartz, but it does have a yellowish color. I thought it was citrine. What, citrine is a powerful one? Yeah, I have some citrine in my purse because I think that's supposed to have something to do with abundance, cha-ching or whatever, and I need some cha-ching. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Like I said, one of these days, I'm going to have a consistent schedule for you guys so you can chime in. I typically utilize the natural light through the skyline, but now that it's getting darker earlier, you get this, which is not great lighting at all. So I've been trying to do my videos a lot earlier to catch the light, the natural light that comes in. But if I have to wait until about 7 o'clock, then this is what y'all gonna get. But yeah, I'll figure it all out. But so it looks like between 6:45 and 7:15, that's when I get more viewers live. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Be blessed, be a blessing to others. And until next time, and there will be a next time. On and on and on to the break of dawn. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hate to go, but I gotta go. Take care. Be blessed. Toodles.